Coming to you live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of Hockey Night in Fitchburg. And tonight it is senior night for the Monty-Tech Fitchburg Bulldogs as they play host to the Oakmont Spartans. I'm Daniel Bolak, happy to have you along with us here today. And we're not going to waste any time. We're going to throw it right down to public address announcer Jim LaPointe with the Senior Day festivities.
Okay. So there are 10 seniors here today we're going to be honoring. The first senior, number 1, Owen Richard. Owen is accompanied by his parents Eric and Tracy and his brother Lucas. Owen is a big BC hockey fan. Owen Richard. The next senior, number 2, Alex Armstrong. Alex, who will be accompanied by his parents Dave and Susan, is preparing to graduate from Monty-Tech with a focus in plumbing. He intends to pursue a journeyman's license and aspires to manage his own business in the future. Alex Armstrong. Next senior, number 5, Ryan Gavin. Ryan is accompanied by his dad, Billy, and sister, Abby. After graduation, Ryan plans on continuing to work as a plumbing apprentice for J. Erickson Plumbing and Heating. Number 5, Ryan Gavin. Next up, number 10, Noah Johnson. Noah is accompanied by his mom, dad, and Mimi. After graduation, Noah plans to join the local 7 Ironworkers Union and aspires to start his own business someday. Number 10, Noah Johnson. Next up, number 27, Charlie Calero. Charlie is accompanied by his parents, Tom and Andrea, and his siblings, Tom and Francesca. After graduation, Charlie plans to continue with his career as a commercial electrician with Longchamp Electric Company. Number 27, Charlie Calero. Next up, number 32, Matt Daigle. Matt is accompanied by his parents, Dave and Jennifer. After graduation, Matt plans to pursue a career in heavy equipment operation. Number 32, Matt Daigle. Up next, number 33, Gavin Roy. Gavin is accompanied by his parents, Mike and Caitlin, as well as his sister, May. Gavin is preparing to graduate from Monty Tech with a focus in plumbing. He intends to pursue a journeyman's license and aspires to own his own business in the future. Number 33, Gavin Roy. Up next, number 12, Kyle Gendron. Assistant Captain Kyle, accompanied by his parents, Chris and Amy Gendron. After graduation, Kyle plans to continue to take night classes while working in the house carpentry field. He aspires to own his own business with a focus on residential construction. Number 12, Kyle Gendron. Up next, number 30, Easton Menardi. Captain Easton is accompanied by his parents Dave and Nicole and his brothers Bryce and Dylan. Easton would like to go to Harvard to become a lawyer and end his hockey career in a men's league. Plenty of openings for good goalies in men's league hockey, I can tell you that. Number 30, Easton Menardi. And the final senior up next, number 11, Austin Haas. Assistant Captain Austin is accompanied by his parents, Chris and Terry Haas. Austin plans to pursue his electrical career while doing night classes to work at owning his own business. Number 11, Austin Haas. And that's our 10 Monty Tech seniors for 2025. Congratulations, Monty Tech seniors. We'll now proceed with the 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll have the puck drop immediately thereafter.
So there you have it, the 10 seniors, all Monty Tech students, playing their final year of high school ice hockey as they're set to graduate later on this year. Daniel Bolak here with you, John Gugerty on assignment. We hope to see him back here next week for Hockey Day in the Berg coverage. But nevertheless, we hope Googs enjoys his day on assignment. Meanwhile, let's talk about the matchup. This is a game that both of these teams know they would like to come away with the victory in. Monty Tech 6-7 coming into today's contest. Oakmont 7-8. Monty Tech's on the right side of the cut line of the top 32, though. They're 27th in Division 4. Oakmont's on the wrong side. They're 36th in Division 4. Top 32 finish in the divisional power rankings automatically qualifies you for the postseason no matter what your record is. But if you're outside the top 32, then you've got to get to 500, which means you've got to get to 10 wins. And Oakmont knows that with some of the opponents they played this year, they are definitely going to need to take matters into their own hands. Talking with assistant coach John Tebow before the game, he noted that, yes, this Oakmont side definitely needs to win at least 3 of their final 5 games if they want to have any hope of making it into the postseason and trying to stop this postseason drought at 2 years. Meanwhile, for Monty Tech Fitchburg, they've got a few more games left to go. This is only their 14th out of 20 games. 6-7 on the campaign. In talking with Coach Noah Saracen, he knows there's some tough ones coming up too. And the stakes are relatively the same. These Bulldogs know that they have to win 4 of the final 7 games to ensure that they're definitely going to be in the postseason. Monty Tech Fitchburg is coming off of a very tough loss on Wednesday night. 9-1 they fell to Littleton Bromfield. And Coach Saracen acknowledged it was basically the worst game they've played all season long. It was a rough one from the word go, as Littleton Bromfield showed why they're one of the best teams in Division 4. But now they're going to try to bounce back here on Senior Day against an Oakmont side that they did have a pretty good showing against earlier this season. That one other meeting was back on January the 8th up at Cushing Academy. There is Coach Saracen in his second season as head coach of the Bulldogs. 5-0 was the final in favor of Monty Tech Fitchburg, but it was a 1-0 game through 2 periods of play. Shots were pretty close, the game was pretty close, but it was just a no-good, horrible, very bad third period for Oakmont. They conceded 4 goals on 11 shots while only getting 2 of their own. They just sort of fell apart and lost their heads. That was some verbiage that I had heard in terms of how to describe how that game went. And so for Oakmont, I mean, there's part of them that you have to think knows that this was a team they hung with for 2 periods, and this is a team they know they can play on equal enough terms with. And I imagine for the Spartans, it's just trying to play their game. You know, you look at some of the common opponents, there's some games, where both teams had the same result. But we saw Monty Tech Fitchburg play Greenfield back on January 11th, lost 2-1. That same Greenfield team got shut out by, well, actually lost, that same Greenfield team didn't get shut out, but lost 3-1 to Oakmont. And then another one too was Monty Tech Fitchburg went and played Chicopee on the 18th. That was a 4-2 win for Chicopee, but Chicopee did not have the same success when they played Oakmont 2 weeks prior. They'd lost 4-0 to the Spartans. So there's a couple of examples of games that didn't quite go to plan, or games that Oakmont was able to take a win where Monty Tech Fitchburg was not able to do such a thing. But there have been some other results that have gone more in Monty Tech Fitchburg's favor in that regard. Some common opponents where Monty Tech Fitchburg has been the better team. A big example would be, last Saturday, Monty Tech Fitchburg beat Worcester 6-3 in what was the worst defensive performance that the Wildcats had all season. Oakmont didn't beat Worcester when they played them on January 11th. They lost 4-3. And then you look at this Oakmont schedule, one of the things too with their 7 wins is some of these teams that they've played have not been as good as you would like them to be, and that partially explains why their strength of schedule is much lower and why they're on the wrong side of the cut line. And obviously playing a team like Minuteman, who only has 1 win on the season, isn't going to help you very much. And they've also played Leominster twice, although Monty Tech Fitchburg will be playing Leominster again a week from today. So that will hurt a little bit in terms of the power ratings, but that comes down as a game that should be particularly winnable for the Bulldogs. After all, when they played Leominster earlier this year on December the 28th, that was a 7-0 win. See a very nice crowd here on the far side to support the Bulldogs here on Senior Day. And a fairly decent crowd having filled in here on the near side to support the Oakmont Spartans. After all, Oakmont doesn't have a very far trip to make. It's just to Ashburnham and Westminster, just the next towns over to the west. A very easy trip for them to make, to come on down here to the Civic Center. Oakmont themselves coming off a 6-0 loss to Lunenburg Air Shirley. Noah Preston had 28 saves in defeat, and the junior goalkeeper is expected back in net today. With Senior Day, you see all the props, all the signage. Coach Saracen said the parents did a tremendous job putting that all together. Just a great amount of support for this Monty Tech Fitchburg side. And tremendous support from the families of the players as well. We'll throw it back down to Jim LaPointe, who will have the starting lineups in the national anthem for us. So don't go away. This is Hockey Night in Fitchburg right here on FATV.
And hosting the game against the Oakmont Spartans. Here's the starting lineups for the Spartans. At right wing, number 16, Joe Califano. At center, number 4, Jackson Matthew. Left wing, number 8, Sam Dunn. Defense, number 27, Cody LeBlanc. Defense, number 5, Logan Smith. And in goal for the Spartans, number 30, Noah Preston. The head coach for Oakmont is Mike Dudo. And now for the Bulldogs. Starting on defense, number 27, Charlie Calero. On defense, number 2, Alex Armstrong. At center, number 11, Austin Haas. Left wing, number 12, Kyle Gendron. Right wing, number 33, Gavin Roy. And starting in goal for the Bulldogs, number 30, Easton Minardi. The head coach is Noah Saracen. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time, I would ask you all stand as we honor our nation and the flag with a playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Moments away from puck drop here from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. The Monty Tech Fitchburg Bulldogs and
officials
the
for
Oakmont
today's
Spartans.
game.
Daniel Bolak here with you. Monty Tech Fitchburg 6-7, Oakmont 7-8. Winner of this game, if we have a winner today, will find themselves back at 500 and one win closer to the playoffs. And the losing team, if we have one, knows that their journey to the postseason is going to be a little more complicated. Starting goalies for the two teams, it's the number 30s for the Bulldogs. Easton Minardi, 9th appearance of the season, 5-3 record, 2 shutouts, including against Oakmont earlier this year. Goals against, round 3, save percentage, round 870. On the other side, Noah Preston making his 11th appearance. These numbers heavily estimated that I'm going to give you. He's a 4-6 record, 2 shutouts. 416 goals against and an 831 save percentage. The shot from the right side by Austin Haas misses the mark. Bulldogs in the home white uniforms with the red numbering and trim going left to right in this first period. Oakmont in the road green uniforms with white numbering and trim will go from right to left. Skating by is Joe Campamo, one of the more dangerous players for Oakmont, at least 8 goals on the season. Going over the statistics that I got from the TNG, there are 5 goals missing, all of which came in the games against Leominster. So any goal numbers that I give you for Oakmont is going to be at least this many goals. That one could not be kept in at the left point by Cody LeBlanc. Over the line and back in, and so offsides is the call. 52 seconds gone in this contest. Face-off coming outside the Monty Tech Fitchburg zone. Draw won by the Bulldogs. Tucker Watkins winning the draw against Caleb Hurley. Oakmont's got a relatively young team, 3 seniors on their roster and 6 juniors, so only 9 upperclassmen. Monty Tech Fitchburg has more seniors than Oakmont has upperclassmen as the Bulldogs ice it. Monty Tech Fitchburg Senior Day may be a little smaller next year. They only have 4 juniors. Also, a couple of those juniors are Fitchburg High students as well, so I'll have to figure out what to write for them on the graphic. Can't say what trade they are because they don't have one. Unless they're part of the MVP program that they started up that allows Fitchburg High students to attend classes at Monty Tech, or at least at a auxiliary location associated with Monty Tech. Be interesting to look into. Spartans able to get out of the zone to the red line. It's backhanded down the ice by Dylan Grant. Picked up on the near side half boards by the Spartans. Flipped off the boards into the air. Tucker Watkins tries to hold it at the blue line. Can't do so. Caleb Hurley on the right side. Lost the handle on it at the Monty Tech Fitchburg blue line. Tucker Watkins skating up far side. From the red line, dumped in by Grant into the right wing corner. And fresh legs will come on the ice for Monty Tech Fitchburg. On the near side is Kyle Forrest. Up for Hurley at the center of the ice, now going to the right side. A lot of Bulldogs on him. As he tries to center it, goes off a Bulldog stick into the left side. At the point, held, and a shot through a lot of traffic off the stick of Jackson Matthew. Misses the mark. The far side, Bulldogs trying to push it up ice. For Stefanillo there, Noah Johnson as well. He'll throw it into the right wing corner. Oakmont's able to dig it out, can't be kept in by Matt Daniels. Stefanillo throws left wing corner this time. Logan Smith will chase after it. He's one of the captains of this Spartan side. Pass up to the near side for Sam Dunn. 9 goals this season and 7 assists, one of the dangerous players on the team. Fed it up for Califamo, but he couldn't do much with it. Puck sent back into the neutral zone. 12:18 to go, first period. No score, only 1 shot. And that belongs to Monty Tech Fitchburg, as they'll throw it back down the ice, but from the wrong side of the red line, it will be icing. But Monty Tech Fitchburg will change the lines anyway, as they're allowed to do under Federation rules. So both teams coming off of big lopsided losses. Trying to get right with this game and again try to better position themselves for the postseason. And Oakmont's got less margin of error to work with since this is their 16th game compared to Monty Tech Fitchburg on their 14th game. Benjiane on the far side will skate it up ice. Around the boards to the right wing corner, Colaro pinching, trying to keep that alive on the half boards, and following on from behind was Jordan Samet. Eventually flushed out of the zone, and here is Califamo. He takes the shot, that's blockered away by Minardi into the netting and out of play. First shot on goal for Oakmont in this contest with 11:33 to go in the first. Also a Coughlin Conference matchup between these two sides. This is Oakmont's 10th Coughlin Conference game. It's Monty Tech Fitchburg's 8th. Each team plays a 12-game slate in conference. Double round robin with 7 teams in there. So it's thrown up in front, and Caleb Hurley couldn't get good wood on it. Dylan Grant dumps it in from distance. Noah Preston will pat it down. Left wing corner. Gendron's not able to get on top of that, but the Bulldogs retain possession from Watkins. Watkins tries to center, gets it back as it was blocked in the first attempt, still trying to move it along. A lot of active sticks for Oakmont, they're able to dispossess. They come up the left side now, and it's Kyle Forrest holding. Now makes the pass out to Brady Dunn. Brady Dunn in the corner. Bulldogs will take it. Here's Gendron on the left side. Into the zone. Tries to throw it in the direction of goal. That went off a stick and into the corner. Tucker Watkins on the left side. Wants to pull it out, goes to the right. Goes to center. Held in with the skate by Stefanillo, or perhaps Strahan. Shot by Watkins. Ends up missing the mark. This will come out of the zone. A big hit in front of the bench by Holden Strahan. They're going to rule it an illegal hit as well. Got his hands up high as he went to deliver that hit. And they'll rule that the puck was not available when he laid the boom. Interference is the call. Oakmont will get the first power play with 10:23 to go in the first period. Shot off the draw, won by Oakmont, and the shot taken by Logan Smith is sticked aside by Minardi and out of play. Another draw will come to the senior captain's right. Draw battled for, controlled, and won by the Spartans. Go to the top of the right circle, shot stopped by Minardi. The rebound pops to the left side boards. 4 players battling for it, eventually comes out to the point. Sam Dunn trying to keep it alive, but can't keep a handle on it. Ginay is able to get to it and clear it down the ice.
2-minute line for interference, time of the play, 4:37, first period.
Oakmont will try to reset here. But Monty Tech Fitchburg able to take it. Austin Haas from his own blue line flips it all the way down the ice. Spartans will hold behind their own net. You can see a slightly aggressive forecheck by the Bulldogs. Deep control pinching a little bit, but now that leads to a 3-on-2 for Oakmont. On the left side, Smith holding, and Jackson Matthew rimming it around the boards. Delayed penalty against Monty Tech Fitchburg. Two-man advantage perhaps coming now for the Spartans. This goes top of the right circle. Shot sticked away by Minardi. Into the netting and out of play. 9:04 to go in the first. And a 41-second 5-on-3 coming for the visitors. Austin Haas, the senior, is going to have to sit for 2 minutes. Big opportunity for Oakmont to try to put their stamp on this game early. A 5-on-3 for 41 seconds. And a minute 19 to follow on if they don't score then. Going out to the left side, high rising shot over the crossbar. Cam Sherbo keeps it at the right point.
5:56, first period.
Couldn't catch what the penalty was. I missed the original signal, and I couldn't hear Mr. Lapointe clearly enough to tell you what he said, so. More importantly, though, is Holden Trahan only has 7 more seconds to go on his penalty. It's Jackson Matthew on the red line. Goes in on the left side, drops to the left point for Sherbo. Right point, Trahan's out of the box. Shot from the right side is stopped by Minardi. First penalty up on this power play, but still a minute 15 for Oakmont to work with. Now out shooting the Bulldogs 4-2 with 8:18 to go in the first period. Face-off comes to Minardi's left. Armstrong thrown around the boards. Can't be kept in by Sherbo. He's gonna have to wait for all of his teammates to tag up before they can re-enter the zone. Logan Smith up the left side. Runs into Charlie Collaro, Alex Armstrong. Will keep a hold on it. Throw it down the ice. Once again, pops over the stick of Sherbo, and all the way down it'll go. Brest will make sure the puck stops in a safe enough location for Cam Sherbo to pick it up on. Stretch pass knocked down by Collaro. But now here's Catalfamo on the right side. His shot partially blocked and flutters into the right side corner. Kept it at the right point by Smith. He'll move it along, and now back to Smith again. Going to the left point for Sherbo. 20 to go on the power play for Oakmont. We're past the halfway point in this first period, no score. Puck to the far side, and shot badly deflected down, but loose in the right circle, pushed in the direction of goal, but it goes behind the net. Back to Sherbo at the point as the penalty about to expire to Haas. He's out of the box. And that shot rises high off the glass. Monty Tech Fitchburg is able to survive the 5-on-3, and they're back to full strength. Now with 5 skaters on the ice, Bulldogs will send it down the ice and just accept the line change for the defensive zone draw for a line change, and they'll do that. 6:48 to go in the first. Still no score. I want to remind you, FATV's remote productions are underwritten by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil. We thank them for all the support that they give us to help make these productions possible. That was thrown into the paint and into the slot, but nobody there to follow on. Nick Atkins coming up the left side for the Bulldogs. Throws in the corner for Jackson Stubbert. He's not able to get on that one. Colin Bean tries to lay the hit there, as Matt Daniels tries to keep it in at the right point, can't do so. Jackson Leader stretches it up ice. Picked up by Oakmont and Cody LeBlanc. They'll throw in left wing corner, Leader behind the net. So round to the near side. Sherbo's able to hold it. Now into the corner. Caleb Hurley trying to get his stick on it. Not successful in the first endeavor. But the puck's able to get to Sherbo, throws it into the circle on the left side. Now back out to Sherbo, who throws to the right wing corner around the boards, finds Brady Dunn, a freshman. But it'll be taken by the other three and Matt Daniels. Daniels pushing it up ice on the far side. Good pitch for him to keep it in the zone by the Spartans. That was LeBlanc, an alternate captain and a junior. Bean tried to get it back to Daniels. The struggle there for Monty Tech Fitchburg to get it out of their own zone. Try it again this time. Atkins is successful in getting it out. 5:22 to go, first period, no score. Loaded into the Bulldog end. Jackson Leader, push it up ice. Might have been a little bit of confusion on the line change and how exactly they wanted to play this. But now fresh legs on the ice for the Bulldogs. Oakmont holding behind their own net. Now stretch pass up ice. Jackson Matthews skating up the middle. Matthews on top of the right circle. His shot is knocked down in front as it ricochets around to the left side. They try to throw it on goal, but nothing going there. Matthew can't hold it, but on the right point, pushed forward, and Monty Tech Fitchburg takes control. There's Ryan Gavin skating up the middle. Shot stopped by Preston. Good drive there by Gavin, the defenseman, basically playing in the spot of the center as he tried to drive up ice, generate an opportunity. Spartans get it out of the zone and down the ice. Olden Trahan picks it up back in his own end. Everyone getting a bit congested though on the far side. Monty Tech Fitchburg decides we're going to have to try to exit in a different direction. Tucker Watkins can do that. Watkins will skate it up ice. He's in the left circle. Tries to send it to Gendron in the slot. But LeBlanc got his stick down and knocked that away. And he'll skate it up ice himself on the right side. Regains the zone. Dumps it down towards goal. And Minardi will stick it into the corner. Now onto the left side. A board battle coming here as the puck pops free. Taken from the left circle. Gendron banks it off the boards. It's going to be on target. So Noah Preston has to get his pads down, put his stick down on that one, and leave it. Jordan Samet trying to force a dispossession, but ultimately it's taken by Hurley. He's got it on the right side boards for the Spartans. Pinned in for a moment. Puck floating to the top, to the right point, and then thrown into the right corner. Hurley, that one gets deflected. Sherbo, his shot is blocked. Into the left corner. And we have a penalty coming here. And Charlie Calaro is going to go for boarding, and that's not good news for the Bulldogs. A big hit into the boards. The signal was boarding. We'll double check that because they put 2 minutes on the board, and boarding is generally 5 at this level. Shot from the left side by Smith is stopped by Minardi. Now the Bulldogs on their horses here. This is Haas. Haas into the zone. Haas shoots, scores! Quick transition and a shorthanded goal for the Bulldogs. Austin Haas opens the scoring for Monty Tech Fitchburg. speed boost, quick rush up ice. And he beats Preston stick side. First strike to Monty Tech Fitchburg, 10 seconds into the Oakmont power play.
Bulldog penalties on a 27, Charlie Calero, 2-minute landing for elbowing.
Elbowing was the call. That makes more sense.
Bulldog goal by number 11, Austin Haas. This is number 15, Ben Jeanette. Time to short-handed goal, 15-12, first period.
Janae gets the assist, 8th of the season on Austin Haas's 4th goal of the campaign, now in front. Couldn't get into a good shooting space were the Spartans. Had good positioning, just couldn't really get it settled well enough on the stick. And Monty Tech Fitchburg will clear it down the ice. This third power play for Oakmont has not gone to script. So now they trail by a goal to nil. Stick work and battling on the near side. Cam Sherbo moved it along. And now to the near side, holding at the red line, Brady Dunn. From the right side of the red line, he'll dump it in and around the boards, where first arrive will be Jackson Matthew. Puts it out to Dunn. Dunn trying to get it on his stick. Menardi was ready in position, but the shot never came. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage for Oakmont. 1:25 to go in the first period, 1-0 Bulldogs. Try to clear it out of the zone. Sherbo kept it with the legs, and now a 2-on-2 developing as Armstrong tried to go right past Sherbo. Went off him, but kept in the zone on the left side. Good work by Watkins. Now he feeds left side, shot saved by Preston. Rebound loose. And Preston able to jump on top of that one and cover for a draw with 62 seconds to go in the first period of play and 4 seconds to go on Calaro's penalty. Shots now 6-5 in favor of the Bulldogs, and they've had 4 of the last 5 shots as well. Penalty has been called against Oakmont. They had a little bit of rough stuff after the whistle. These Bulldogs are actually going to get their first power play of the contest in 4 seconds. Caleb Hurley in the sin bin for 2. Since the power play has started for Monty Tech Fitchburg, that means that Oakmont can ice it now. So they will. And Alex Armstrong skates it back up ice.
Spot penalty number 11, Caleb Hurley, 2-minute line for Slash.
Slash against Hurley. As Calaro out of the box, goes to Gavin Roy at the point. On the right side, this is Watkins. Off the right circle. Tried to get it to Jenron, went through his legs, but he ends up picking it up off the boards. 17 seconds to go in the period. Off the boards, and now here's Watkins. Top of the slot, now left dot, shoots, scores! Can't let Tucker Watkins get that much space to work with. He snipes it past Preston. 8.3 to go in the first. 2-0 lead for Monty Tech Fitchburg. We've talked about how talented the sophomore Tucker Watkins is. He just had way too much space to work with. Just moving his way into the left circle, trying to open up Preston. Able to pick a spot and nail it. 12th goal of the season for Tucker Watkins. Califamo with a quick shot as time expires is stopped by Menardi. That brings an end to the first period of play.
Raiders Bulldogs second goal by number 13. Tucker Watkins unassisted. Time of that power play goal, 14:51. First period.
It'll go in the books unassisted for Watkins.
Shots on goal first period. Monty Tech had 7. Spartans had 6.
Monty Tech Fitchburg gets a goal on Oakmont's power play, then they get a goal on their own power play, and through 15 minutes of play, they lead by a score of 2-0. Part of it was, after all, a bit of weathering the storm, because there was just, the penalties weren't great in the first period for the Bulldogs, including giving up an early 5-on-3, but able to play a defensively sound first period otherwise and limit the opportunities that Oakmont got. I think about half of their shots in that first period came while they were on the man advantage, and really limited the low danger chances. Even when there were opportunities in which an Oakmont player such as Sam Dunn or Joe Catalfamo was able to get into the slot, they were never able to get clean releases. And the Bulldogs did well to help support their keeper, Easton Minardi. He makes 6 saves in the first period. Meanwhile, MT-FHS able to score twice to take a 2-0 lead into the first intermission. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the second period of action for you, so don't go away. This is Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, 1 period in the books between the Bulldogs, Monty Fitchburg, and the Oakmont Spartans. 2-0 the Bulldogs lead through 15 minutes of play. Daniel Bolak here with you. Happy to have you along with us here tonight for Senior Day for the Monty Fitchburg Bulldogs. And we do have a highlights package of the first 15 minutes of action that we'd like to show you, with a lot of the great sights and sounds and all the things that you may have missed if you tuned in a little late. 10 seniors being honored today by Monty Fitchburg. Owen Richard, Easton Minardi, Charlie Colaro, Ryan Gavin, Gavin Roy, Matt Daigle, Kyle Jedrin, Austin Haas, Alex Armstrong, and Noah Johnson. So you even got the big head out there. He's telling the folks in the truck during the first intermission, if only I could tell you faces well enough to tell you who exactly that was. Easton Minardi getting the start. Olden Trahan with the big hit. That was deemed illegal interference as the puck was not available. That turned into a 5-on-3 for Oakmont that the Bulldogs were able to survive. And then on a third penalty later in the period, Austin Haas put on his rocket skates and made it 1-0 with a beautiful strike. Then another great chance going through the legs of Jackson Matthew. Noah Preston able to make the stop there, but a slash in that exchange led to a power play for Monty Fitchburg, and Tucker Watkins, with too much space and too much time, made it 2-0 to the Bulldogs. And that's where we stand through 15 minutes of play. Shot 7-6 in the first period in favor of the Bulldogs. And one thing to keep our eyes on, so 5 saves for Noah Preston, 6 saves for Easton Minardi. But his count's going to stop at 6 because for Senior Day, Coach Noah Saracen let me know that they're going to try to get all 3 of their goalies into today's contest. That means Matt Daigle is going to get the second period of action for Monty Fitchburg. You can see him right there, the senior from Winchendon, the house carpentry tradesman, making his second appearance of the season. His first appearance was actually just Wednesday night, when in the third period of action against Littleton Bromfield, he went 7 for 9, which included a 10-bell save on Ethan King on a 2-man breakaway, flashing the leather on the right hand and denying him his 5th goal of the game. Monty Fitchburg will go from right to left in this second period of action. Oakmont goes from left to right. Joe Catalfamo settles down right side, tries to test Daigle early, but that shot goes off a leg, does not go towards goal. Another chance there, also goes off a Bulldog skate. Thrown in from distance, that'll go wide at Daigle, and here's a big cheer there as it's announced that Daigle's into the contest now for the red and white. Rush up ice on the right side, here's Watkins. Can't get a shot on target as Cody LeBlanc is in the way. Thrown to the near side and now around the boards. Was actually knocked down a little bit by Ryan Gavin, so it goes slowly into the right wing corner. Spartan there to pin him against the boards, but just for a brief moment. Braden Dunn able to dig it out on the right side half boards, throws it around far side, Holden Trahan. Goes for Kyle Jedrin. Now here is Watkins again. Into the zone, goes to the left side, tries to throw it in front, had Dylan Grant deep in the slot, just couldn't get a stick on it. Beautiful spot for a redirection. Pinch up on the right side to keep it in the zone. Now comes back to Trahan. He's able to hold at the right point. He throws towards goal, and that's stopped by Preston. Now the left point, Gavin. Into the left wing corner. Pass knocked down. And a fight forward in the left wing corner. 4 different players trying to dig that free. Finally springs free and out to the far side where it's picked up by Kyle Forrest. He's rubbed out in the boards. It's Jenron making the play on that. Watkins holding in the neutral zone, trying to push forward. Jenron with a touch on, now back for Watkins, shot gloved by Preston. 12:47 to go in the second period of play, 2-0 Monty Tech Fitchburg. First 2 shots in this period going to the host side. Draw will come to the right of Preston. As that was thrown in the direction of goal, partially deflected on the way, but got to the top of the paint, and Preston taking no chances there, jumps on top and covers. Another draw to Preston's right, won by the Bulldogs, tried to get it to Gavin Roy. Came off his stick. Matt Daniels all the way back, able to keep control of the puck. Noah Johnson holds in front of the penalty box. He's got his first varsity goal against Oakmont the last time these 2 teams met. Now thrown to the center circle. Sam Dunn trying to beat 2 players by himself. Definitely a tough task. Jackson Matthew centers, left point. Sherbo's shot kicked aside by Daigle. To the right side, LeBlanc had it thrown off of a body. Now off the boards, here is Johnson. Noah Johnson trying to move it along. Left side, Matthew turning around. Can't get it cleanly away. Overskated a couple of times by the Bulldogs, but they're able to get control. Daniels moving up the center of the ice. Taken aside by Dunn. They'll push aside for Matthews to the right side. But Daniels again able to get to that puck as it moves all the way down to the Oakmont end. 11:30 to go, second period. Still 2-0 in favor of Monty Tech Fitchburg. That shot on target from the blue line, stopped by Preston. He must play on because there were no Bulldogs anywhere nearby, and now a turnover forced. Austin Haas doing well to keep control of that puck as it goes to the right side in front. A shot and stopped by Preston. Benjamin robbed there from close range. The near side, Cam Sherbo gained the red and dumped in the zone. Tired legs will come off the ice for Oakmont. It's the rush up ice. Caleb Hurley knocks it to the near side in the neutral zone. Haas loses it to Brady Dunn. Kyle Forrest there as well for Oakmont. Charlie Colaro goes behind his own net. Doubles back. Now he'll move it up on the near side. Colaro trying to split multiple defensemen. Big challenge there. Armstrong follows up for Haas, throws it past the goal. Jordan Samet settles at the right point, throws it back towards goal. Into the left wing corner. Settled down by Armstrong. His shot deflects off a stick. Paddled away by Preston. To the left corner, thrown back into the paint. Preston and the Oakmont Spartan Sticks will deny that. Now up the right side, it's Hurley. Tries the self-pass, but Armstrong and Colaro will get there instead. Now here's Giannet on the right side. Giannet trying to take it all the way to goal. But strong defense by Oakmont and not much of a clean shot gotten away there. Preston also equal to the challenge. Back to the right wing corner. Giannet trying to move it along. Off the boards, looking for Gavin. Now Oakmont just pushing it out of the zone. Couldn't be settled by Brady Dunn at the red line. Here's Watkins. Watkins on the right side, off the skate of Forrest. Now to the left side, Gavin gets it settled. Shot stopped by Preston. The rebound juicy, but no Bulldogs there. None that could at least get a quick shot away. Grant rubbed into the boards. And on the near side, Oakmont trying to skate it out. 9 minutes to go in the second period. 2-0 in favor of Monty Tech Fitchburg. Shot 6-1 in this period in favor of the host side. Rush back to the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass goes to Gavin. Tries to feed Genren in slot. But too many green bodies there in front. Watkins on the left side. Gavin trying to feed Watkins again. Now Genren trying to keep a hold on it. So much pressure there. They've gotten a shot away, and I think Preston was able to make the stop. Jackson Matthew wants to respond on the left side. Shot saved by Daigle. Another dangerous rebound. But Monty Tech Fitchburg right on top of that. And here's Genren trying to get it for Jackson Stubbers. Stubber on the right side. Bad angle shot redirected off the body in front and towards Preston. And he's able to gather that one up. FATV Remote Productions underwritten by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil. Once again, a thanks to all of their support. Monty Tech Fitchburg already has more shots in this period than they had all in the first. We're not even at the halfway point of the second period. Monty Tech Fitchburg had 7 shots in the first period. They already have 8 in the second. Big open ice in the middle. Stubber is sent to the ice. And Oakmont really struggling to get themselves set up for what could have been a 3-on-2. Califamo could not figure out how he wanted to control that puck. So ultimately he didn't. That comes off the boards in an interesting direction. It goes all the way down to Matt Daniels, back in his own end. Off the boards for Bean. Sticks it along into the corner. Cam Sherbo will try to dig it out on the right side. He'll do just that. Califamo cheating up ice a little bit, wanting a stretch pass. That didn't come. Ultimately, that comes out of the zone as it couldn't be settled there by Sherbo. 7 minutes to go, second period. 2-0 in favor of Monty Tech Fitchburg. Caleb Hurley on the right side. Stubbert stepping up there. Daniels will flip it out of the zone, down the ice. Sherbo will take it at his own blue line. It just ends up feeding it down ice. Jackson Leader takes it instead. Stretched up ice and a big hit there. Salmon sent to the ice on that hit. Here's Brady Dunn on the right side. His shot is going to be gloved by Daigle. Give himself a moment to flash the leather there. In the lull for a draw, 6:25 to go in the second, 2-0 Monty Tech Fitchburg. We talked a little bit about it on Wednesday, but for the Oakmont fans who may not have watched that game, Matt Daigle, as you may have noticed, slightly different amongst goaltenders as he catches with the right hand. Those goalies are so rare. As the puck pinballs in front of the paint, but no Oakmont sticks able to get onto that puck. Now here's Austin Haas. He's going to activate the rocket skates again. So burst around to the right circle, drops for Calaro at the point, through traffic. That's gloved by Preston. Junior goalie's been busy in this second period of action. 9 saves to keep it a 2-0 game. Draw will go to the right side of the boards, and Oakmont will control. Rushing up ice, Sherbo is dumped into the boards by Armstrong. A big cheer from the Monty Tech Fitchburg contingent. Great crowd come out here to Fitchburg today to take in this hockey game. Senior day for the Bulldogs. They want to come away with a victory. That one floated up, and that's going to end up in the Oakmont bench. The coaches tried to make the catch there. I think that was head coach Mike Dudo who tried to get that. But Dudo was a forward, not a goaltender. 7th-year head coach for the Spartans. 1994 graduate of Gardner, put up 150 points for the Wildcats. And when when Gardner won their lone state championship in 1994 at the Walter Brown Arena in Boston against the Westwood Wolverines, it was Dudo who got the overtime winning goal. Right side, Kyle Gendron moves it along. Watkins, right half boards. Tries to get Gendron again. Oakmont trying to ratchet up the board pressure. Puck goes to the right point. Shot stopped by Preston. Looked very uncertain as he set up there to stop that, as if he wasn't quite sure where that was coming from. But his body was in the right place to absorb that shot. And that one from distance on the right side. Daigle able to make the stop on Logan Smith. The puck then popped off his chest and straight down, fluttered a little bit. But Daigle had that one covered. 4:31 to go in the second. 2-0 Monty Tech Fitchburg. Draw to the left of Daigle, one. The shot patted away by Daigle. Gavin Roy with a touch. That's going to be kept in, though. Jackson Matthew now following up here is Califamo with a shot saved by Daigle. Another chance, but they can't get good wood on it. Jackson Leader up the right side. Gains the zone. Fitchburg Red Raider tries to make the pass to Noah Johnson. Can't get through the slot cleanly. Califamo again. The right side with lots of speed. Now thrown in front. Daigle with a poke to get that away. And that will go down the ice. It will be icing. I was getting a bit dangerous for the Bulldogs. They could use the brief breather. 3:45 to go in the second. And Oakmont's starting to ratchet up the pressure a little bit. They've now got 6 shots in this period to match what they got in the opening 15. But still a 2-0 lead for Monty Tech Fitchburg. Draw to the right of Daigle. Controlled by Oakmont. Shot goes wide of the cage. Ginay tried to get to Armstrong. Now Calaro will take it instead. Stretched up. Haas gets a touch. That's Sherbo able to move it back to the red line. Backhanded by Calaro. Settled by the Spartans. That goes off a gate, and now it's taken by Haas. Haas with a shot, scores! Might have been tipped on the way, but there's no question about where that puck went. Under the crossbar, into the back of the net. 3-0 of Monty Tech Fitchburg. Austin Haas will lead the handshake line. Have a look at the replay. Ben Giannet setting the screen out in front. If Haas has led the handshake line, then Giannet's confident he hasn't touched it, but now the official's going to go over talk with Jim LaPointe. Wonder if there is a question about if maybe, well, now we'll have the face-off at center ice, so the goal will be given. Maybe they had a discussion on whether or not it was going to be maybe goaltender interference. Noah Preston wasn't too happy about that. Wasn't also 100% ready when they dropped the puck. Yeah, his back is turned to the play. And now the big open ice hit deemed illegal. The goal about immediately followed up on a penalty against Giannet. Have a look at the hit again. Open ice hit, puck was in the area. I think it might have been the elbow getting up a little high again. That's gonna be my guess. Missed the signal again, so that's why I have to guess. Face-off one by Oakmont, but split the D-men and all the way down, and Gendron trying to get on that one as he battles with Sherbo, 12 versus 21.
2-minute line for interference. Time of the penalty, 11.
They do give interference for that. There was one other interference call.
Scored by number 11, Austin Haas, unassisted. Time goal 11:43. Second quarter.
So unassisted was the goal to Haas. Meanwhile, there was a wrestling match on the near side boards while the puck was on the far side boards. And Joe Catafamo is going to be called for a hold. He uses a stick to unlock the door to the discipline dungeon. Now he'll get to chat with Ben Giannet about what they've done. Wonder what wonderful things the players talk about with each other in the penalty box. When they're both talking, Gil, ears on glass to each other like that.
Number 16, Joe Catafamo. A 2-minute minor for holding, time of the penalty, 12-19.
I have to imagine the conversation in that moment was a lot more cordial than it usually is. As I imagine most times players are talking to each other through the glass in the penalty box, it's usually exchanging expletives. That one looked a lot calmer and cooler. Here's Gendron, the slot. Shot stopped by Preston. Rebound goes to the right wing corner. Watkins hit into the boards, lost the handle. 2-on-2. But Sam Dunn ends up getting that puck off the skate there. It's thrown in front for a one-timer, goes wide. 45 seconds to go on the 4-on-4 for an abbreviated power play for Monty Tech Fitchburg. Puck couldn't be kept in there. 1:45 to go in the second, 3-0 Bulldogs. Austin Haas will deliver a message to Ben Giannet. Probably a matter of where are you going to go when the penalty expires. Not every time does a player come out of the box and go straight onto the ice and try to join the run of play. Jackson Leader has lost traction control, but he gets right back up on his skates. That stretch pass intercepted by Oakmont, now brought into the attacking zone. Caleb Hurley trying to keep control of it, moves it along. Hurley can't get the one-timer, and then that can't be kept in by Logan Smith. 5 seconds to go on the penalty against Giannet. The stretch pass out of the reach of Haas, although Haas could have won the race to the hash marks. They don't do that kind of icing here in Federation rules. No-touch icing means the faceoff will come to one side of Matt Daigle with 64 seconds to go in the second period. 3-0 Monty Tech Fitchburg in front. And I can see now that our opponent has changed from Oakmont to Worcester on the graphics because I must have made an oopsie somewhere when I was setting those up. We'll get that fixed for the third period.
1 minute. After the play, second period.
It'll magically change back to Oakmont once this penalty expires, though. Ten seconds to go on the penalty to Catafamo. As Monty Tech Fitchburg will keep control of it. See, change back to Oakmont, just like I told you it would. Right side shot, save, rebound! Another save by Preston, third chance. Preston stops that as well. And now Oakmont's cross. Teams do get fiercely protective when they're trying to protect their goalkeepers. Sometimes pushing and shoving with the hands. Maybe some penalties coming out of this with 33 seconds to go in the second. I hope it's not a Monty Tech Fitchburg power play because that means the graphic's going to be wrong again. That looks like it's going to be what that's going to be because the only player going in the box is Cody LeBlanc. But maybe not. Nope, Austin Haas will go as well. It'll be a 4-on-4. That'll work. Let's see, 3 great chances. The first save, a very juicy rebound. The follow on by Leader. Preston able to get across the third chance there. And then Haas trying to get another one. And then that's when you can see LeBlanc gets his mitts up. And things happen from there. Matching minors means we stay 5-on-5 in Federation rules.
Bulldog penalty number 11, Austin Haas. Spot penalty, number 27,
Behold,
Cody LeBlanc.
imagine me
They get 2 minutes
roughing each.
for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Or unsportsmanlike conduct.
Second penalties, 14-27. Second period.
7 seconds to go in the period. Oakmont trying to get one more before trying to get a goal on the board, maybe see if they could beat Daigle in this contest. But they're not going to get that opportunity, as time will expire in the second period of action. See the Monty Tech players coming over to congratulate Matt Daigle for a clean period of work. Just like Easton Minardi, he makes 6 saves. And I don't think it's going to take a rocket scientist to tell you that if Easton Minardi played the first period and Matt Daigle played the second period, that Owen Richards going to play the third. The former Oakmont Spartan's going to get a chance to finish out the game against his former side. But the Bulldogs will be very happy, though, with that second period. 14-6 were the shots in that second period. Only 1 goal to show for it this time for Monty Tech Fitchburg, but I think they're happier with playing a clean second period, supporting their keeper in Matt Daigle, and giving him the opportunity to get a clean period in his books. And that was good to see there. We mentioned Noah Preston was very busy on the other end, and he did well. 13 saves in the second period, including 3 in a row in quick succession. To keep the Bulldogs sort of at bay. Only the 1 goal, that one for Austin Haas, his second goal of the contest. It's 3-0 through 2 periods of play. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll have the third period of action on Hockey Night in Fitchburg. Don't go away. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, 2 periods are in the books on Senior Day on Hockey Night in Fitchburg. For Monty Tech Fitchburg, they are winning by a score of 3-0. Daniel Bolak here with you. Happy to have you along with us here today. So many things going on in this contest. A lot of action in that second period. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of what we saw in the past 15 minutes of hockey. Tucker Watkins with a great chance trying to feed Dylan Grant early on. Another shot gloved down by Noah Preston. Very busy that second period, 13 saves, a great chance in front for Benchiane, but he wasn't able to get that home. Yeah, Preston had to do a lot of work in that second period of action. 13 saves for the junior netminder. Punched that one aside as well. There was another opportunity that Preston was able to shut down. Matt Daigle got to play in the second period, just his second appearance of the season. And he made the most of his 15 minutes. 6 saves for the senior netminder. Try to dig it out there, but Preston wise to the challenge on that. A lot of good opportunities for Monty Tech Fitchburg in that second period of play. A big open ice hit. Another shot. Daigle showing off his glove on the right hand. That only about 5% of goalies have. Preston, part of the 95% with the glove on the left hand. He's got a solid glove as well. See Daigle making another save there as well. Ooh. Oakmont definitely had their moments in the second frame. Daigle up to the challenge, and then Austin Haas getting his second goal of the game. Benchiane setting the screen. And Preston wasn't able to fight that one off. And then near the end of the period, we saw a lot of rough stuff in front after 3 chances stopped by the Preston. Whole bunch of stuff happening in that second period. And now we're on to the third period of action. The last 15 minutes of this contest, as that's a high riser that goes over Owen Richards' net. And as noted, we said at the end of the second period, Owen Richard is now in goal for the Bulldogs. All 3 senior goalies getting the opportunity to play today on Senior Day. Richard's 6th appearance of the season, 1-4 record, 1 shutout, 275 goals against, 883 save percentage. So here's Charlie Collaro into the zone. Shot goes off a skate as Oakmont goes right to left in the road green uniforms. Monty Tech Fitchburg in the home white uniforms with red numbering and trim go to left to right in this third frame. Catalfamo trying to keep control of the puck. This goes to the left side and a shot cut down. And now a chance in front and a penalty coming. That is going to be against Oakmont. Finally touched up by Cam Sherbo.
Now one goal for the Bulldogs, number 1, Owen Richard.
And Catalfamo is going to go to the discipline dungeon for 2. He will join Cody LeBlanc in detention. Still has a little bit of time to serve on penalties from late in the second period. Not much more time to serve. Only about another 20 or so seconds, but they won't be able to come out of the box, neither him nor Austin Haas, until the next whistle.
Penalty number 16, Joe Catalfamo. 2-minute minor for cross-checking.
It's also Catalfamo's second trip to the bid today. Right wing corner, Tucker Watkins, holding on the goal line. To the left side, spins around. Tried to feed leader. Actually, it's Gendron, goes for the backhand, nothing going there. Down the ice it'll go. Richard will leave it. Goes for the stretch pass, puts it right perfectly between 2 defensemen. As Collaro got in the zone for just the briefest of moments. Down the ice, Jackson Leader holds at the blue line. Not going to let Logan Smith get past him. There's Collaro, right side, gets around Sherbo. Sam Dunn behind the net. Junior forward, leading scorer on the Spartans this year. Sent all the way down the ice. Go past the cage, but icing permissible in this spot. 37 to go in the power play. 12:25 to go in the contest. A 3-0 lead for Monty Tech Fitchburg. Definitely going to be working hard on defending this lead. Thrown in from outside the blue line, and Preston able to make the first save of this third period. Good stick moves to keep control of the puck by the Bulldogs. Move it around. Behind the net and now thrown around the boards. Rides on the top. Armstrong keeping it in. Richard slamming the stick. Penalty about to expire to Calfamo. He'll actually get out of the box before his teammate. Cody LeBlanc's got to sit in there until the next whistle. Same with Austin Haas on the other side. And leader with the shot, and Preston able to see it all the way. Getting the pads down, hold for a draw. 11:36 to go in the third period. 3-0 Monty Tech Fitchburg. Want to remind you, FATV remote productions underwritten by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil. As always, thankful for all of their support to make these remote productions possible. Off the draw, Jordan Samet tried to shoot it, but it was blocked. Austin Haas with the freshest of legs, tried to make a move on. Dylan Grant in the left wing corner. 2 different Spartans to pin him in the boards. Finally pokes free, and a shot taken from the boards, padded away by Preston. Off the boards, can't be knocked out of the zone. Gavin along left side, scores! Dylan Grant got the shot off, and it's snuck under the pad of Preston. 4-0 Bulldogs. I think Preston is absolutely furious with himself. He knows he should have had this one. There's just a little bit of space there, and you see what happened there is he has his left pad elevated, ready to move from side to side if Grant decides to go for the centering pass. So he's keeping that 5-hole open, and the way that his pads are overlapping, he can't really get that pad down, and so it sneaks underneath.
Raiders' 4th goal by number 20, Dylan Grant, unassisted.
Turning that goal 3:15, third period.
I think our officials are shortchanging our players of assists today. It's the officials who say who got the assists on that one. Quite obvious Ryan Gavin was able to feed Dylan Grant for that. But you can see in the aftermath of the goal, Preston and basically pounding his head with his glove. It's like, what a stupid idiot I am in that moment. But you know, it's the second guessing that you do. It's like, as a goalie, it's thinking about what did I do wrong in this moment? What can I do to assure that that doesn't happen again? And that's something that he'll think about for a little bit and he'll learn from. And he'll grow a little more as a player from that. Oakmont sends it around the boards. Brady Dunn trying to get to it, and also there's Kyle Forrest. Oakmont only dressing 14 skaters today. Not quite even enough for 3 full lines. Up the middle of the ice, Logan Smith with a shot gloved by Richard. Goal for a draw with 9:27 to go in the third and a 4-0 lead for MT-FHS. Richard, a rare breed, a 5-year varsity ice hockey player, played as an 8th grader for these Oakmont Spartans, which made me think for a number of years I had always thought Oakmont was an 8th through 12 school because of that. They're actually a 9th through 12 school. Cool. And that will lead into my next point, which we'll get to at the next whistle, as Sam Dunn lost the handle there. Alex Armstrong dumping it in, flies around the boards. To the far side, Logan Smith, able to move it along. He's one of 2 captains, along with Jackson Matthew. They're 2 of the 3 seniors. Connor Higgins is the 3rd senior. Cross ice pass, and Kyle Jenner had his stick knocked out of his hands, nearly caught it on the fly. On the right side, Famo got his pocket poked. Armstrong there in a big collision with Jenner flying back, running into Matthew. A shot sticked away by Preston into the netting and out of play. 8:30 to go in the third, 4-0 MT-FHS. Well, I mentioned Owen Richard has played 5 years of varsity hockey. Meanwhile, for Oakmont, Max O'Brien, who's been the backup goalie this year, is going to have an opportunity to have a 5-year varsity career himself. He was called up to the Oakmont side as an 8th grader last year. Around the boards, behind the net, and to the near side. Oakmont stretches up ice. Gavin's not able to get good wood on that. Brady Dunn able to move it into the MT-FHS zone. And Oakmont moving it around right side. It is Caleb Hurley. Stepping up there, Jordan Samet trying to knock it away. Cam Sherbo with the shot. Got through everybody's legs, but it wasn't on target. Janae, push forward. Haas on a hat trick. He's got 2 tonight. Lean over and back, and offside called. Last year, Oakmont was in a weird predicament where Noah Preston was the only goalie on the roster for much of the season. And then after Preston was ruled out, they were without a goalie at all when they played St. Bernard's here at the Civic Center last year. Nate Hyland, who was one of their leading forwards, had to strap on the pads and play in goal. Played admirably, made 22 saves, but it was a 5-0 win for the Bernardians. After that, Oakmont was able to get a waiver through to call up Max O'Brien as an 8th grader to the varsity side. So that's how he played last year as the starter down the stretch, as that shot goes behind the net. Now, O'Brien's already played in a few games this year. He's a freshman. Been a lot of big hits in this contest. Cody LeBlanc skating around without a stick. This twig of lumber is now in 2 pieces. A shot in front, stopped by Preston. Rebound cleared away. Calfamo up ice, middle of the ice. Protected there, shot fought off by Richard off the stick of Sam Dunn, the dangerous scorer for the Spartans. MT-FHS done well to keep him at bay. Jordan Samet has his stick lost as Dunn ended up skating right into that. Samet hasn't had a chance to get to that one. Another hit. Will knock pieces of that broken stick from earlier away. Now a dumping opportunity, ends up going off his own man. There's a chance for the Bulldogs, and G&A is tripped up and he spills right into Noah Preston. No love lost between these two teams. That's the second straight Saturday, too. We've seen a goalie take a spill from a Bulldog, losing an edge or falling to the ice and just bowling into Preston, turning the goalkeeper into a bowling pin. Preston seems to be all right, though. The last goalie, unfortunately, did not have as good of a fate. Players continue to get tangled up with each other. Definitely feels like there's no love lost between these two sides. Gritty, grinded out games here. 6:10 to go, third period. 4-0, MT-FHS in front, but now a turnover. Thrown in front, but can't be settled by Hurley. Brady Dunn trying to get on that one. Sherbo shot is blocked. Gavin Roy stepping up and getting in the way of that. Brady Dunn floats it past. Behind the net, Matt Daniels with two Spartans on him. Jackson Leader trying to nudge it along. Pass on the far side, trying to get out of the zone. Ends up going all the way on target as it's sent back by Oakmont. Richard makes the stop. None of the players get together. Remind each other about the virtues of not touching the goalie when he's trying to cover the puck up. Shots are 6-2 in this third period in favor of MT-FHS. They lead 4-0 with 5:35 left. Draw comes to the left side of Richard. Won by the Bulldogs. Kept it at the left point by Dunn. Holden Trahan behind his own net. Puts it off a Spartan skate. Comes on to Watkins, who tries to feed it to Grant. Grant can't get control of that puck as that climbs the glass, stays in play. Jedrin on the right side. It lost the handle. Dispossessed by the Spartans. They'll try to push it up ice. Here's Dunn. Dunn on the right side. Couldn't do much with that. Watkins fed it, and Trahan lost an edge. He's back up on his skates. And an offside here. And now players getting tangled afterwards in a wrestling match. Penalties will be assessed for this. It does feel there are moments of frustration that may take place for Oakmont players. Times where they lose their cool. I think that's happened in some previous games based on what I've been able to glean from my research, and matching minors will not go on the board as we'll stay 5 aside. That's one of the keys for Oakmont, is just not losing your cool. I know this game's not gone to script. They know they have to win 3 of their last 5 games to get themselves a spot in the playoffs for sure. They've missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons. The season's gone pretty well compared to those previous 2 years. But they're on the wrong side of the top 32. And they know they've got to win 3 of their last 5. And with how this result's gone, 3 of their last 4. 90-footers gloved down by Preston. What's knocking out matters is Sam Dunn being in the box as Kalaro tries to backhand it on. Didn't get the best of Wood, might have been deflected. Play stopped on that hit because Logan Smith lost his helmet, but the hit itself may also have been illegal. Charlie Kalaro is going to go to the box for an elbow. It's the second time today he's been guilty of that sin. And Oakmont will have another power play. This is their 5th of the day. Obviously, Ofer thus far have conceded a shorthanded goal. That was actually the very first goal of the game.
And number 13, Tucker Watkins, they both get 2-minute minors for unsportsmanlike conduct and 10-minute misconducts. Time of those penalties, 10-25. Radar penalty or Bulldog penalties.
And then Watkins and Dunn both got 2 and 10 for their infractions. So although they're both sitting in the penalty box, they're both effectively done, because their penalties are not going to expire before they come back on the ice, or the game can potentially end. Because when those penalties were committed, there was a maximum of 9 minutes of hockey, 9.5 remaining, and they've got 12 minutes of penalties. Nevertheless, a power play coming, and now we're going to see, I think, another 5-on-3. Interference is going to be called against Monty-Tech-Fitchburg, and now pushing and shoving. Now we'll see what we have, because it might be more than that. Jackson Matthew and Ben Giannet getting tangled up. And even Owen Richard taking exception to what's going on. Kind of half wondering if we're starting to reach the point where maybe the officials may start considering throwing players out of the game. Giannet is sitting in the bin. Whole lot of stuff happening. While we have a moment, though, we should thank our wonderful crew here today, bringing you all the action. Robin Cobo is our director. Todd Govan is on replay. Travis Falk is doing the audio and all the other wonderful things. Nate Glennie was here earlier, helping us with the setup. And our camera operators today are Evan Schackenbach, Tyler Sargent, and Bradley Bedard. Great to see Bradley again. Haven't had a chance to work with him on a production in a number of years. He's the one who's got the camera that you're seeing right now, actually. He's down low. Evan Schackenbach's the game camera, and Tyler Sargent's the tight cam. Officials talking with Jim LaPointe on what penalties will be assessed here. Another Spartan went into the penalty box. More conversations happening in the penalty box as well between the sides.
Spot penalty number 3, Brady Dunn. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Bulldog penalty number 15, Ben Giannet. 2 minutes for interference. Time of those penalties, 11:51, third period.
So we would have had the 5-on-3, but the unsportsmanlike conduct against Brady Dunn will actually cancel that, and will stay 5-on-4. These teams are definitely racking up the penalty minutes in this contest. As that shot goes high off the glass, it is sent down the ice. 2:55 to go in regulation time, 4-0 Monty-Tech-Fitchburg. Trying to sweep the season series. They won 5-0 earlier this year up at the Oreo Arena at Cushing Academy. Offside against Oakmont. What I do find really interesting is, for as fiery as these teams have been on the ice itself, and how much pushing and shoving and wrestling we've seen after the whistles, the conversations that the players are having in the penalty boxes with each other are far more cordial. the body language that they're at least giving off tells me that they're not at each other's throats or anything. That they're not doing the exchange of words that will get me thrown off a broadcast if I were to repeat them. Ten seconds to go on the penalty to Calaro. Another player takes a spill at the blue line in Gendron. Back to the left point, Logan Smith winds, fires, stopped by Richard. And there will be no rebound. Just as the penalty expires, Calaro will come back to the bench. 2:03 remains in this contest. Only 3 saves for Owen Richard in this third period. Eastonman already made 6 in the first. Matt Daigle made 6 in the second. Noah Preston on the other side, 23 saves for the junior. Left side trying to get back to Logan Smith. But the Bulldogs skate got in the way there of Jordan Samet. Cody LeBlanc, cross ice to the near side for Smith, back in his own end. Throw it forward for Caleb Hurley, gets a touch into the left wing corner. Ryan Gavin, backhands along the boards. They battle for it, outside into the zone it goes, and thrown right back in by the Spartans. 1:25 remains. That's tossed off the board, settles right in front of Samet. He'll try again. They'll be kept in by Smith. His shot's well off the mark. Ends up in the stick of the number 5 on the other side in Ryan Gavin. One of 10 seniors honored today. Dylan Grant nudges it into the zone.
1 minute. Last minute of play.
Final minute of regulation in this game. Oakmont did have a 3-goal comeback with about 5 minutes to go against West East Bridgewater earlier this year. A game they were down 4-1 late, but ended up winning 5-4 in overtime. But down more goals this time with far less time to work with. Tossed around the boards, 30 seconds to go in regulation. Bulldogs get it up on the far side, and now here's Roy trying to shake off the hit from Smith. 15 seconds to go. Blasted in from 90 feet by Stefanillo. Looks like there was a laid offside on that, so had that actually been Preston, it would not have been given. Goal can't be scored when a player's in offside position. 10.9 to go. Penalties to GNA and Brady Dunn expired. Penalties to Watkins and Dutton go beyond the end of regulation, but with just a few seconds left, Roy tries one more shot, swings and misses. One more chance for Justin Morris is stopped by Owen Richard. And it's a 3-way combo shutout for the Bulldogs on Senior Day. They take it 4-0. 6 saves for Easton Minardi, 6 saves for Matt Daigle, 4 saves for Owen Richard. And on Senior Day, everyone coming together to play the game they absolutely wanted and absolutely needed, as the Bulldogs are back to 500 at 7-7. And the 3 goalies will get to lead the handshake line in the order that, let's see, in reverse order that they played. A shot of Coach Saracen there as his side gets a much-needed win. And the players come straight to the boards and make sure, as they throw themselves against the boards, the officials say, don't go too heavy into it, please. Otherwise, we're going to have to give you all misconducts after the fact. Don't want to be facing supplementary discipline. I believe Charlie Calaro also talking with one of the officials about the elbowing calls from earlier and just wants to learn what he can do to prevent himself getting called for that in future games. But after that game on Wednesday night against Littleton Bromfield, where nothing seemed to go quite to script for the Bulldogs, I think just about everything did go to script this time. And Easton Minardi did a little bit of a belly flop on the ice as well. Fun times for the keepers, fun times for the seniors. You know, the shutout, Oakmont, first time out, they get to shut them out again. And not only that, play a complete 45-minute game, support their keepers, make sure all three of them were able to equally share in the shutout. Just a cool thing to do on senior day, get all three of the senior keepers in the contest today. And the team was able to support them all in limiting the high danger chances and ensuring that Easton Minardi, Matt Daigle, and Owen Richard could all contribute to completing this shutout of Oakmont. The 4-0 victory for the Bulldogs puts them to 7-7 overall, 4-4 in the Coughlin. And for Oakmont, they fall to 7-9, 2-8 in the Coughlin. Our next contest on FATV will be on Monday night, as the Bulldogs will be traveling all the way to here to take on the Bernardians of St. Bernard. 6:30 puck drop. We'll have all the sights and sounds for you here on FATV. And don't forget, on Saturday, February 8th, we'll have Hockey Day in the Burg. That will include Fitchburg State taking on Salem State at 3, and Monty Tech Fitchburg taking on Leominster at just past 8 o'clock. It's going to be a fun day there. You won't want to miss any coverage of that. And speaking of St. Bernard's, that's also Oakmont's next opponent. They'll be taking on the Bernardians up at Cushing at 2:30 on Saturday, the 8th. So that'll wrap it up. Bulldogs played basically the perfect game that they want to, minus maybe the penalties, and they'll take the 4-0 victory to go to 7-7 on the season. For everyone here at FATV, our wonderful crew, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. And until then, so long from Fitchburg.